Hello, welcome to another Mad Hatter review. I am very excited for this review, okay? I'm very excited for any review, okay? It's a pleasure to open up toys, okay? But this one has got me really excited. This is the Ancient Power Samurai Animal Spring, aka Fake Leonardo, okay? Cat sifting, by the way. So a lot of people asking about this, interested in this. This line really heated up, and I jumped on the bandwagon too. They sold this at 5K Toys, I don't know, months ago, and it sold out, I think, like in a week or something like that. I think other places like Gundamit and other spots, retailers have had this, but this is definitely something that you have to get overseas, from an overseas retailer. Now, they do call him Spring, all right? It's pretty much Leonardo, but they are going pretty heavy with this line, okay? There's a Donatello that's coming out. He's called Autumn, I think. Autumn, and you see where they're going with this. And then Splinter, a.k.a. Master, I think. And this is made, oh, by the way, by Fury Toys. Now, there's a lot of deliberation that I got on some of these, on some of the comments of these videos, saying that that's the same company that makes Crocker. Now, officially, Crocker is made by Fury Toys. Okay, this is Fury Toys. Some people said it's the same thing, but different wings or something like that. I don't know about any of that shit. All I know is I want to open this guy right here, okay? A lot of talk back, by the way, about the size of this figure. People saying he's too small. People saying he's out of scale. I will see it for myself, all right? My wife assures me that size does not matter. So to me, it's just about quality, all right? So the box is pretty no frills. It's this box right here, Samurai Animals Spring, and then a 1/12 scale. That's what they say. And then on the back, that's it. You just get this right here, and then there's like a warning. You got to be 15 or up, okay? Otherwise, you fucking, I don't know, get arrested. So you got this, and then it comes with this right here. This custom kit box, okay? Looks like Chinese takeout. But what this is, my theory, I don't know what this is. My theory is this is the pieces of like the Leonardo head and some other stuff that actually make him truly Leonardo. I think this is him in samurai gear. I think these are the swap out Leonardo pieces, and I think that's done to get away from like copyright shit. I think that's their way of saying, hey, whoa, Playmates, Nickelodeon, we're not selling Leonardo, we're selling you Spring, but, you know, there's a box with them, and if you happen to put some Leonardo accessories on them, hey, we can't control that. I think that's what this is. So that's it. Let's stop guessing. Let's start opening, and we'll see you there.
Okay, and we are back. So, Fury Toys Spring Samurai Turtle figure, a.k.a. Leonardo, and I have to say, I'm very impressed with the sculpt of this figure, okay? He is made to please aesthetically. And I say that specifically because some people might ask, isn't every figure made to please aesthetically? Well, they, in theory, are supposed to be, but some of them focus more on articulation. Some of them might, you know, focus more on just like simple sculpts, but the paint is really nice. This guy right here is a very intricate sculpt, especially considering how small he is, which I'll get into in a second. A very intricate sculpt and very high level of paint, okay? This is not something where they did like one coat on this guy. Actually, he kind of reminds me of Crocker in that sense, where his paint job was almost, for lack of better terms, statue-like. They didn't take one coat or two coats of green and then paint it and call it a day. I mean, there's a lot to admire here. Let me bring this guy up close because I just want to show you his sculpt. So obviously this is, by the way, I was correct. The swap-out head and some hands and his swords are in the custom box. So I really think that's just a way to kind of like get around rights. But this is how he comes out of the package, and it doesn't come with too much stuff, but the stuff he does come with is pretty cool. But if you look at the sculpt right here, there's a lot of really cool stuff here, starting from the helmet. The helmet has this kind of like rusted, I don't know what that is, a weather texture on there that moves all the way down to the samurai helmet. Then you have this soft plastic with this metallic right here. Then you have his face. The face is obscured, but there's this mask right here, sculpted mask and these white eyes, which really, really look cool. Then there is some mixed media right here. So you get this, it's kind of neat, but it's like this like weathered, dirty looking scarf. It just looks like he's been in some battles with it, and it's kind of like, I don't know, blowing in the wind. I wish that you could, I wish it was wired, but it does have a really cool effect. It's neat. And you can take it off, it looks like, if you don't want it. But I think that's cool. If we move the head right here, you can see he has this shoulder pad right here with this metallic piece right over there. Then it goes, well, let's just take a look at this turtle shell. The turtle shell, nice and intricate, with some paint variations that I like. And the straps are really nice. And the green, we touched on the green, but like, check this out. I mean, so you see his hands right here. I mean, there's like 3 different shades of green. It's like the light green base and then the wash of the dark. And then I like that it's light in these spots right here. The yellow is this nice, like dirty yellow. And the texturing, by the way, is really cool. He's got like scaliness on his skin, on his legs too. I mean, check it out right there on the legs. The knee pads are really cool too, and yeah, I mean, all the way down to the leg guards and the blue, and I like that they infused him with blue all around. It's not just the mask on Leonardo, but it's around the gloves, it's around the legs. He's cool. He's a very aesthetically pleasing figure. Again, he's almost like, it's almost like statue level quality, okay? So paint and sculpt, I think, are the reasons that you get this guy, okay? Let's just talk about size just for a second. I'll do some comparisons to other stuff, but just to let the cat out of the bag and just kind of do this early. Here's him next to a cartoon Raphael from NECA, all right? So he's small. There's no doubt about it. Wish I could compare him to the Revoltech turtles. I feel like those would be good comps because those are kind of small too. I have put them away, unfortunately, but he'd probably scale really well with them, although he is a completely different style. Those guys are very, very heavy cartoony. This guy has kind of like a realism to it. So they wouldn't go together. But I'll do some more comparisons at the end. I just kind of wanted to show you this. Let's just talk about articulation real quick. So he looks down really well, about that much. And he looks up about that much right there, okay? Side to side, he can kind of pretty much just swivel, at least with this head right here. And then you have the shoulders that go up about that much. I have to heat this guy up a little bit. Now, there is no bicep swivel. That is the problem with making a small figure, is that, you have to limit certain points of articulation. It's just too small. The other thing, by the way, that I didn't mention in terms of like sculpt that I really like is the how stylized it is. With the big hands and the big feet. There are people that I know that hate that. I'm a fan of that when it's done well. Big hands, big feet, over proportions. I like that about the Mirage Turtles. If you look at the Mirage Turtles, and I'll do a comparison, big, big, big feet. And you know what they say about big feet. They require big shoes. So in terms of articulation, he's got that. And then the elbow goes about that much, okay? It's a single hinge. The hand, it's just a rotation on the wrist. I'm a little disappointed in that. I'm disappointed that they didn't have a hinge in the wrist. Because it's got that ball joint, I mean, you could do a little bit with it. You can rock it a little bit, but not too much. I would rather just have, I don't know, a traditional hinge if possible. Let's move down here. So he does have sort of a decent ab crunch for a Ninja Turtle, if you could see it right there. He crunches, it's right here in the middle, and he can rock side to side, and he can crunch about that much, and he can straighten up about that much. You don't see that often on a Ninja Turtle. I'm sorry, this isn't a Ninja Turtle. This is a samurai animal, but wink, wink. And then in terms of well, actually, is there a waist? There's no waist, but the thighs, for me, and I heat it up, go about that much. Double joint in the knee, so he can be there just kicking his own ass right there. And then in terms of the ballerina, you get not too much. You get about that much. You get that much forward, and then you get a big old rock at the foot right there. Let's talk accessories real quick. So I did some work on this. Actually, my wife helped me with this. He comes with these 2 chains. Now, these chains are independent, but you can hook them with some pliers to these weapons right here. So these chains will, again, show up with nothing attached, but all these weapons have these little these little holes at the end of them, so you can attach these chains. I attach one of these daggers. Take a look at it right here. You got this nice dagger with the nice weathering and texture right there. And then this thing right here, I should learn the fucking name of this thing at some point. It's the thing that comes with Shredder. And it comes with 2 of those. So you get another dagger, no chain, and you get this. Now you can have double chains on this if you want. You can swap it out as long as you have some pliers to do so. So this is everything it came with in the primary box. And then in the other box right here, he came with 2 swords and 2 scabbards right here. So his Leonardo swords, okay, his custom swords. This is a strong, pretty durable metal, which I like. It's got a nice sheen on it too. And then you have these scabbards with this nice weathering right here. It has these little pegs, and you could peg it into the turtle shell. And I do like that it has just the straps right there. And then he comes with these 2 hands, these big old hands, okay? It's like gotcha hands. I think those are cool. I do wish he came with some fist hands. I know I'm usually not an advocate for more hands, but you know, these hands right here, they only work if something's in them. Might have been nice just to have, since you already sculpted this much, maybe have like a fist hand or something. I did find one thing that does bother me about the accessory. So if you tie the chain to the end of the weapon, because this is just a closed fist that has to just enter from one side and exit from the other side, there's no way to put the weapon in. You would think that, okay, well, you feed the chain in there, but this thing is too big to feed in there. So it should have come with like a grabby hand that wasn't sealed off as like a fist. So that's sorry, that is points off, because now if I want to put this thing on, I got to take the chain off with some pliers again, and then put it in there, and then put the chain back in. I'm not going to do all that work. And finally, this right here, this Leonardo head, very, very stylized. They went with this guy right here. He's got like the nostrils. Where have I seen that before? Is that maybe the Bay movie? It's painted really nice. I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but the eyes are pupilless eyes, and then the blue texture on the mask is nice. And then this is interesting. It ends with a mixed media tie-off right here, which is kind of cool. I haven't seen that before. It's like the head looks a little small, even compared to the body. I mean, check that out. Check out the size of this head is already bigger than this. So now I'm like going, uh-oh. In fact, I want to see what he looks like with it right now. Okay, so just as I had feared, this head is too small. I mean, it's too small for this body, I think, in terms of like just proportions. I'm all good with stylized characters, big hands, big head, but there is a limit. And this head is just too tiny. I wish it was sized to what this is. If you look at how, I mean, I maybe this is an optical illusion, but this head, even if you kind of imagine the mask away, looks like it would be better. This head right here just seems too small. I will not, I don't think I'll be displaying him this way. I just don't, I don't know. I don't love it this way. And here's the other thing. I want to display him this way anyway, because I have a lot of Leonardos. I have a lot of standard Ninja Turtle figures. I don't have one that kind of looks like a samurai, so I might as well do that. It's like Billy Madison. I wanted to see a blue duck, so I drew a blue duck. I want to see a Ninja Turtle samurai, so that's what I'm going to do. Anyway, let's go ahead now. I'll leave this head on, and let's just do some comparisons with some other stuff too. Okay, so here he is with a bunch of turtles, obviously, and I mean, he just looks like a little runt. What can I say? Again, he's sculpted nice. If you block all this out, you got a nicely sculpted figure, but, you know, in terms of scaling, buyer beware, okay? He does not scale at all with these things, unless you're just pretending he's like a little kid or something like that. But these are all the turtles that I can think of. Again, the Revoltech, I'd be curious what he looks like next to the Revoltech figures, because they are sized down as well. But here's what you can expect if you're trying to link them up with other turtle figures. Okay, and because a few people have asked me, here's what he looks like with Kraka. Fury Toys meet Fury Toys. I don't know if you guys belong to the same family, but fuck it. You know what? They might. Their paint is very similar, and the other thing is they don't include wrist hinges. It's not an attribute I find complimentary, but that is a common theme. So maybe they are the same, but their paints are really, really on point. But this actually could work. I mean, there is a world where, you know, the turtles are just sized this small when facing off with Leatherhead, which is kind of fucking cool. Again, I would use this right here. I just like it more, but I actually like this scale. I think they go together. The paints go together. Just imagine like all four of the turtles just going up against this big fuck off crocodile. This is kind of cool. The more I'm looking at this, the more I think that these guys will go really well together. And if you're curious, this is what he looks like with G.I. Joe Classified. All right, Mr. Croc Master. We're all about crocs here and reptiles and all that. So it's not bad if you're going with the idea that the turtles are smaller, and they are, okay. It's you know, they're always represented as short. That's really, really short, but if your imagination allows that, if you're comfortable with that, then this is what he looks like with G.I. Joe Classified. Here's what he looks like with the Man of Steel. All right, Mafex Man of Steel. I wanted to put these together because Mafex is traditionally smaller sized. I really like their output, and I've been getting pretty heavy into Mafex, and I really like this figure. This is, I think, like the ultimate Superman, and yeah, I don't know. This could work too. He's still a little small. He might. I mean, I wish he at least kind of came up to maybe the middle of the symbol. It just looks like a kid. What can I say? But this is, I think, better scale than the G.I. Joe. The G.I. Joe Classified, okay? Leonardo, a.k.a. Spring, going up against a dude who could fucking rip his head off. And finally, I mean, here's one that I thought of, and it actually looks really good together. This is the Sentinel Miles Morales. And I thought of this because Sentinel's stuff is also kind of scaled down, and I could see this one happening. Miles Morales, he's hanging out in fucking New York City. He meets little Leonardo there. In terms of size accuracy, I mean, Miles is a kid, okay? So the Peter Parker is going to be bigger than him, but I wouldn't hate like the four turtles around a Miles this size. It kind of looks like it could be cool. So I did want to include him in the mix too. Right, so final verdict. Very, very cool sculpt, very, very cool paint. If you have size issues, I don't know another way to say it, I would maybe avoid this guy, okay? Because you saw the scale, all right? If the scale is something that you're worried about, you should be worried about it because he doesn't scale with a lot of stuff. But the stuff that he can scale with might be really cool. After putting them all together, I really like him with the Miles, and I really like him with the Crocker. And I think I'm just now envisioning just some kind of like display where all four of the turtles. And I think, by the way, they're not all going to be this size. I think there are varying sizes. I think Raphael is going to be bigger. But I do like how he looks, how imposing Crocker looks next to them. It just looks like a big fucking boss fight. So I think, and plus they have the same kind of paint aesthetic and style. So I think that's going to be my thing. That's going to be my bag, man. I'm going to put those guys together. So do I recommend this? Am I happy with this purchase? Yes. Okay. I wasn't expecting it to be that small. I would have, but even if he was a little bigger, I feel like I would still want to put him with Crocker and all those guys because, again, aesthetically, he just fits that. So I don't even know that I would put him with NECA and some of that other shit. So that's just me. That's just one man's opinion, okay? Of course, a very, very educated, influential man. What can I say? But just one man's opinion. I'm just flesh and blood, guys. But that's it. That is my review of the Samurai Animal Spring, a.k.a. Winky Face. You can't see my eye, but I'm winking. Leonardo, Fake Leonardo. Let me know what you guys think about this. In terms of how you get him, I don't know anymore. He was on 5K Toys, then he went up to some other sites, Gundam and some other places. I don't want to have to say this, but you might have to go to Evil Bay if you want to move forward and get Donatello and some of the other guys. Unless they, I don't know, re-release him or do something else. I have no idea how the distribution is going to work for these for this company. But I think I'm all in. I'll get the four turtles. I'll get Master, and hopefully they make a cool-ass fucking shredder. And more turtles can't hurt. That is it. Let me know what you guys think. Comment, subscribe. Drop me a like, and we're going to say goodbye to this wee little guy right here. See you later. Bye-bye.